I am Marie Brown, and on my channel, Minds in Motion, we talk about personal finances, how to become the best version of ourselves, and investing in order to reach financial independence and retire early. As I was looking at YouTube yesterday, I came across a video for Good Morning America, and I discovered that they featured one of the couples from the FIRE community from Our Rich Journey, Amon and Christina. I'm going to share with you guys the video, and after that I want to talk about the 3 most common misconceptions of the FIRE community.
We're going to turn out to a couple proving that early retirement is indeed possible, and they are not alone. More and more people are joining what's called the FIRE movement. Rebecca Jarvis is back with all of the details. And Rebecca, this couple we're about to see retired at, listen to this, 40, and they have children?
Yeah, this sounds great, Cecilia, right? Well, you're about to meet this family. They made the conscious decision to dramatically and radically change their lives so they could be financially independent and retire early.
We are financially independent and have retired early.
Meet the Browning family from San Francisco, California. Christina, Amon, and their 2 kids, Sanoa and Malia. Christina and Amon are already retired at just 40 years old.
I was making $98,000 a year, and Christina was making about $70,000 a year.
Now they're living their retirement dream in Portugal. So how did they make it happen? They're part of the FIRE movement, which stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. It's all about maximizing savings and generating passive income, so your money works for you instead of the other way around.
There's more to life than just sitting in my cubicle.
When he told me that, it was like, okay, I've never heard of this. This sounds so bizarre, but it was like, maybe we could do this.
The Brownings were able to save more than $2 million in just 8 years by investing 70% of their income, flipping fixer-uppers, trading in their expensive BMW for a used minivan, and earning thousands more as drivers for Uber and Lyft. They've been sharing their journey along the way with over 100,000 followers on YouTube and Instagram.
We just thought this would be a pretty fun project to do. Share our story, share our journey, and reach people and tell them there's this alternative to working these long hours.
Now they spend their days eating breakfast as a family, walking their daughters to school, traveling and learning Portuguese.
It is scalable. Anyone that has a plan in place can do this.
All right, we have so many questions. So let's say you've piqued the interest with someone here.
So I'm going to stop the video right here, guys, and we're going to go into the misconceptions behind the FIRE community. So even after seeing that video, to me, it is so motivating and inspiring to be a part of the FIRE movement community and to know that I too can retire early and reach financial independence. But for a lot of people, guys, they find this as a sort of a slap in the face. They don't understand how people could brag about early retirement, or they think that the only way that you're capable of retiring early is that you have to make a large sum of money, or you have to live off of less, than 20 or 30% of your money in order to reach this goal of early retirement and financial independence. However, guys, that is not the case. Does it take hard work? Yes. Anything that is, awesome, or anything that we want to achieve is going to take hard work. And also, is it going to take some discipline? Is it going to take some planning? Is it going to take you setting a goal and being intentional about it? Of course it is. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. But with that being said, just because something takes hard work, or just because something isn't the normal, or something that you might have not saw yourself doing 2 or 3 years ago, it does not mean that you cannot do what is required to accomplish a goal, such as our friends from Our Rich Journey did. So I want to talk about the misconceptions of the FIRE community. And also, guys, just know, as they said in the interview, it's about making your money work rather than you working for your money. It's about putting every single dollar to work for you so that you no longer have to slave for the dollar. And that's what I'm going to be going over today in this quick preview or quick presentation of the misconceptions of the FIRE community. So a lot of people think that you need to be making a six-figure income to achieve financial independence. The amount of money that someone makes isn't a direct determination of whether they'll be able to achieve FIRE. Does it help? Of course it does. Does it help you reach your goal of financial independence and retiring early, faster? Of course it does. But because you don't make six figures, it does not mean that you cannot reach FIRE. For those people whose income increases over time, many fall victim to inflating the standard of living past their means to pay for it. And they call this lifestyle creep or lifestyle inflation. And I've done a video about this, and I'll leave it above in the card so you guys can check it out. But don't be a victim of lifestyle creep or lifestyle inflation. Every time you increase your income or you get a lump sum of money, are you spending that money or are you investing that money? I've said this in past videos as well. The one thing that we have control over is how much money we spend versus how much money we earn. So if you decide that you want to be a part of the FIRE community, it's not just about your income. It's about your ability to save money and invest money and put that money to work so that it's making you money. Now, last is a higher income earner are usually passionate about FIRE, but they aren't the only ones that can achieve it. So I just want to end tip number one with, you don't have to be a high income earner to achieve FIRE. Most of the time, people who are high income earners, they look at money differently than those of us that may not have as much money as them. If you look at the way a billionaire thinks or the habits of a billionaire when it comes to money, it's a lot different than those that don't have that type of money. So I always say this, in order to do anything when it comes to building wealth or achieving financial independence, you got to first start with your mindset. You got to change how you think about money if you want to have more money. So let's look at the second misconception. It's about making huge sacrifices and living off nothing in order to achieve FIRE. Like with everything, guys, there can be some extremists, those who are willing to push their limits to achieve a goal, but they make up a small portion of the overall FIRE community. Me, myself, ever since the month of June, when my job said that they were going to be making some cuts in how we were paid our bonuses and our commissions, I decided that I was going to increase the amount of money that I paid myself, and I was going to increase the amount of money that I was investing rather than spending money. It was my choice to go ahead and get ahead of the things that I knew were to come. And that's all the FIRE community is about, guys. It's about planning ahead to achieve a goal of early retirement and financial independence. So FIRE individuals rely on things like passive income, such as rental properties, starting a small business or an online business, maybe even creating an ebook and being paid royalties. And such as myself, I like to invest in dividend stocks. But again, the main thing to the FIRE movement is about increasing the amount of money you save so that you can invest more money, guys. It's about putting your money to work. It's about creating side hustles and passive incomes so that you can make more money to invest. Those are just the main keys of the FIRE movement. Next is they have a habit of saving aggressively for a long period of time, around 50 to 60% of their income, unlike the average American who can only save 6 to 7% of their income. So the main thing is learning to live off less than you make. It doesn't matter if you make $30,000 or $300,000. If you're living off of every dime that you earn, you're never going to reach financial independence. By all means, you're probably never going to get out of debt, and you're probably never going to stop living paycheck to paycheck. One of my favorite quotes is, "It's not about how much you make, but how much you keep." And I think that is very important when reaching financial independence and planning to retire early. Now, the third misconception about the FIRE movement is retiring early means sitting around and doing nothing for the rest of your life. If you go and you check out our Rich Journeys page, you will see that they are very active. You will see that they're always doing something, because the early retirement aspect of FIRE focuses on the freedom to leave the 9-to-5 corporate job, quitting any job that you wouldn't do for free, and instead pursuing work that's more meaningful to you, even when it doesn't, pay you a lot of money or when you don't need money. So don't just feel like retiring early means sitting on the couch watching Netflix or sitting on the beach drinking Long Island's all day. That's definitely not what early retirement is all about. But if that is part of your early retirement goal, more power to you. It's okay to focus on more endeavors that give complete freedom for individuals to become the best versions of themselves. And you guys know that's one of the main focuses of my YouTube channel, is to help others become the best versions of themselves. And that's one of the reasons why I joined the FIRE movement, because I want to be able to do work that's meaningful to me. I want to be able to help others reach their goals, and I love helping to hold others accountable. Last but not least, people that have retired early, they usually continue to earn money through running blogs or podcasts or having YouTube channels such as Our Rich Journey. They're paid speakers, or they just work part-time doing the things that they love. So remember, guys, the FIRE movement is about financial independence and retiring early. It doesn't mean that you have to make some huge amount of money in order to be able to retire early. It doesn't mean that you're just going to sit around and do nothing after you retire. The same way that you had a plan to retire early, the same way that you had a plan to achieve financial independence, you also have to have a plan for what you're going to be doing after you retire. You also got to know the next step that you're going to be taking in life when you reach FIRE. So if you guys have any questions, make sure that you leave it in the comments below. If you guys haven't yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. And also, please make sure you hit the like, because it does help with the YouTube algorithms. Thank you so much. I am Marie Brown. This is my channel, Minds in Motion. And you guys have an awesome day.